Hey, Rise Builder. So I was thinking about this verse the other day. It's Job 1 and 21. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I believe in the story of Job. He had lost his wealth, his children, his servants. I mean, it was just like back to back to back. Everything was just gone. And I'm sure some of you guys have experienced loss. I know I have. I'm sure you guys have experienced trials and tribulations. I too have experienced that. But what keeps us going? What makes us pick ourselves up, to proceed? Because unfortunately, when some people experience life situations, life circumstances, they don't make it through. They don't make it through. But for us, we have been able to make it to the other side. Because if you're looking at me, you've made it to the other side. You're still holding on. You're still there. Even though you could still be in a dark place at this moment, but you're still here. You're still here. You didn't give up. Some people actually give up. It just becomes to be too much for them. Too much for them. Sometimes life has a way of knocking the wind out of you. And I can think back on plenty of times in my life where I have felt that I have felt suffocated. I have felt as though, I was not able to make it to the next moment. But through the grace of God, I was able to stand. I was able to stand and make it to the next phase of life. But life happens to all of us. We all have a story. We all have a story. Some people like to get in competition with their stories. Oh, I think my story is going to be a little worse than yours. And, some people get a kick out of that, but when you really think about what you went through, I don't look at it like a competition. That's just something I don't even like to really even relive. You know what I'm saying? But it was something that happened, and those scars is what make you. I know they made me. Those challenges is what grew me up. Going through certain situations, toughen my skin. And in some of those situations, I have to be honest and say some of those I caused myself. I'm not sure about you, but some of those situations I caused myself. Then some of those situations, life happened. Just life happens, And when I look back on others, choice driven, that's why I said, sometimes you can bring stuff on, to your life yourself by some of the choices you make, because there's going to be consequences, either way. But, with the story of Job, God even, he was like, have you considered my servant Job? Even though there was a fence around him, he was like, hey, have you considered him? And what did Job's wife tell him? Curse God and die. Things had gotten so bad, she was just like, just curse God, and just be done. Just be done. But he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And we know in the end what happened. He received double for everything he had done been through. But he had been through a lot. I can't even say I would want to be in that situation to receive the double. You know what I'm saying? To lose your children, that's every single one of them. That's a lot. That's a lot. So, I just kind of want to talk about this a little bit. So, embracing faith in every season. Life is filled with highs and lows. Just talked about it. But faith reminds us that God is still in control. Even when things are taken away, He is preparing something greater. You may be struggling with the loss of a job, a loss of a child, a loss of a relationship, a loss of finances, but you just got to believe greater is coming, even though your heart could be troubled and it's eating you away. You gotta dig deep and know that something greater is coming. Something greater is coming. Finding strength in loss. Challenges and losses do not define us. Our responses does. This is an opportunity to build resilience, inner peace, and unwavering faith in God's purpose. I always, I've talked to you guys before about, losing my mom. And my mom was a Christian, so I knew, that when she moved on, that I will see her again. That's just something I believe, that I'm going to see her again. But that did not take away that loss I felt, because originally I just couldn't rest. I could not sleep, because I was like, this person that I was accustomed to seeing every day, talking to every day, was no longer here. But it took time, and in time, God mended my heart. He did. He mended my heart to the point that I was able to recover and move forward with life. And sometimes people will allow death to take them to another level, and it's not a good level. We who are believers, we mourn, but it's not to the point that we can't live. We mourn and we miss our loved ones, but we believe that we're going to see them again. It's not a sting that we can't carry on. Some people experience a pain so severe because they have no hope. See, we have hope. We believe that we're going to see them again, and they will allow that thing to just take them to another path of darkness, and that's just not good. It's not good at all. Choosing gratitude over bitterness. Instead of dwelling on what's lost, we can focus on growth, new opportunities, and deeper spiritual wisdom that comes through trusting God. I was telling the story earlier about a movie I watched, and this homeless lady, she was befriended by this businesswoman, and she brought her into her home. This lady basically lived in a mansion. It was beautiful, beautiful. And this homeless lady had never experienced this before. One of the things that really caught my eye was when it was time to go to bed, she now had a bed to sleep in, but because she had became so accustomed to sleeping on the ground, do you know she would sleep on the floor? Because her thought process would not allow her to take on the newness of what was received. When something is taken away from you, God is going to give you something better. You're going to receive something better. And even though she and the businesswoman, for a minute, their friendship was dissolved, they left off on bad terms, and she lost her job. But guess what? She always wanted to be a designer, and what happened? That inner thing in her, it woke up, and she started sewing for others. And she actually had one client who came in and just told everybody about her, and her business just grew. It just boomed. She started living a lifestyle she never thought she could live. That's why it's so important for those who might be going through a job loss. Better is coming. Bigger is coming. Better benefits, better salary. You just got to believe that. You got to believe that God is going to escalate and take you to a whole nother level. Even with a relationship, you thought that this person was your one. You thought they were your one. You don't know why that person left. You don't understand, but it's leaving you with a lot of emptiness, a lot of questions, and you're feeling unresolved. Better is coming. Better is coming. You just got to believe it. You got to take these baby steps. You got to take it. You got to take the medicine. Gosh, I used to hate when my grandma would give me Father John. Ugh. but you just had to take it. And guess what? After a while, I would start feeling good. Do y'all remember Methylate? It was like I think that's what it was called, Methylate or Methyl. It would come in. It was in this little small brown bottle, and it was like a little Doppler. And when they would put it on your skin, it would sting. Like if you done got like a little cut or something, it would sting. Ooh, 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 ooh. But guess what? It was good. It was good for the body. It was good for the body. It was going to help the healing. It was going to help produce rapid healing. And sometimes that's what we need. We have to have that healing. We got to go through the motion of healing, So let's talk about some action steps. Shift your perspective. When facing a loss, reframe it as a transition rather than an end. Ask, what is God teaching me through this? When something happens, you got to say, okay, what is the lesson learned in this? What am I to learn in this situation? Yeah, it feels daunting. It feels bad. But what am I to get out of this? What did I miss? What did I miss? Speak life over your circumstances. Use positive affirmations and scriptures based on encouragement to remind yourself that God's plan is still in motion. I shall live and not die. I shall live and not die. I'm blessed in the city. I'm blessed in the field. I'm the lender and not the borrower. I am going to lend and not the borrower. What are you telling yourself? All things work together for good. What are you telling yourself? You got to go get that scripture, keep it in your heart, and you got to stand on it, and you got to speak it out loud so the enemy can hear you say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And when he have tried me, I shall come forth as pure gold. You got to believe I'm going to come forth as pure gold. And as we know, there's a refinement. You have to go through that pressure to get gold. It goes through pressure. The pressure has to be put on it. And that pressure does not feel good. My God. Practice gratitude daily. Keep a blessing journal to track what God has given you, reinforcing a mindset of faith, abundance, and contentment. Faith, abundance, and contentment. Where is your faith? What level of faith are you on? Abundance. Focus on your abundance, everything you have. What has God given you? Focus on that. Contentment. Learn to be content with whatever state I am in. I've learned to be content. Yeah. So I got 2 questions for you. How do you respond when life shifts unexpectedly? Do you see it as an ending or set up for something greater? That's a good one. How do you respond when life shifts unexpectedly? Do you see it as an ending or a setup for something greater? What is one way you can practice faith and gratitude even in moments of uncertainty? What is one way you can practice faith and gratitude even in moments of uncertainty? I know for me, when I'm going through something and sometimes I can't see my way, I can't see the path, sometimes I just go into a bliss of worship. I just start thanking God. God, I know you're working it out. I know you're working it out for me. I know it's going to be, good. I know I'm going to end up on the other side of this. I just start thanking him in advance because I know it's something greater going to come out on the other side. I may not be able to visualize it at that time in the natural, but I have to take myself in the realm of the spirit and believe that whatever is happening, it is for my good. It is for my good. It is for my good. I know the enemy is, all about trying to steal, kill, and destroy, but I know whatever God has for me is for me, and whatever God has for you is for you. No weapon formed against you, it will not prosper. It will not. Now, it's gonna form. It's gonna form. It's gonna try to form, but it can't take root. It can't live. It can't take on life. It can't start spreading. No, that's why I keep saying we gotta stay connected to the vine. We gotta stay connected to the vine and get rid of all of those weeds. Okay? So hopefully you got something out of this, and until next time, continue to grow and glow in the Lord. Take care.